Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on Stitcher, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on Blab, or listening on replay. This is Art Jones. I'm the principal consultant at The Art of Standing Out, where we use design thinking, brand strategy, and storytelling to help you market better so you can sell more. And today, we are with Andrew Frazier, who's sitting to my left, because I'm not in Tucson, Arizona today. I'm in Newark, New Jersey. And I have the pleasure of sitting side by side, or shoulder to shoulder, as it were, with Andrew, who is co-host today, as we talk about running your business like a pro. And Andrew has a wealth of experience that I'll let him tell you about. But the subject for today, and I'm just going to read a little cheat sheet out here. Information. What should we be looking at? External assessment of the current situation, record keeping, understanding your business model, understanding how to project your business into the future, strategic planning, goals, milestones, steps, and what are the key performance indicators, critical information, what kind of dashboards should you be using, and how do you integrate all that into something that serves your business so you can grow. So let's get this show on the road. I'm going to turn my screen toward Andrew, who's over here, and let's get this started. Andrew, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? Thank you, Art, for having me on your show once again. I'm excited about getting an opportunity to share a little bit more about how to run your business like a pro. Definitely very important. The business environment is becoming more and more challenging, especially for small and medium-sized businesses. And as a small and medium-sized businesses, you don't have the resources, you may not have the expertise, you may not have the capital to match up with some of your larger competitors, but that doesn't mean that you can't be successful by finding your own niche, running your business as successfully as possible, and really using management science and techniques of using data and information in your business decision making. That's one of the areas that I've found has been a challenge for a lot of small business owners. Is generally they're working, they understand their business, they're working in their business. But when you're working in your business, you understand how to do the service or product, but you may not necessarily understand your business and the business that you're in and the business environment. And as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, it's key that you are running your business as opposed to working in your business. And by doing that, you can be more competitive, you can see what's going on. But one of the keys to being able to do that is actually having the information available to make the right decisions.
And isn't it true, and I'm off camera, but it's not important to see me when I say this, it's really, as Andrew was saying, that working in your business is like having your business work on you, because you really can't get away from your business. If you try to sell your business, you'd have to sell your soul, your body, and you'd have to go with your business, which is really not an exit strategy. So the kind of things that Andrew's talking about today give you an opportunity to think about your business and build and work on your business, so your business becomes a living, breathing thing that will survive and thrive even without you being party to it. And that's what exit strategy is really built upon, the notion that your business can run all by itself and doesn't require you to be in it. Is that a fair assessment?
That's very fair. I've worked with hundreds of small, medium-sized business owners to work with them on developing their business and success strategies. And one of the things that's most challenging is when I'm working with a business owner that is close to the point where they want to retire or transition their business and is expecting to get a fair amount of money for their business. Definitely, your goal as a business owner should be to create a business that is valuable and that you can actually sell or transfer, and it'll still be very viable and very valuable. But unfortunately, many small and medium-sized businesses never get to this point. And the key to the differential, as Art said, is, are you working on your business or are you working in your business? If you're working in your business, you're effectively an employee. So if you try to sell your business, you can't sell yourself unless you continue to stay and work in your business. And I think if you're retiring or moving on to something else, you probably wouldn't be selling your business unless you wanted to do something different.
Well, tell us a story about the valuation, because when you think of your business as valued at $500,000 or $5 million, and you're working in your business, and then when someone like Andrew comes along and does an assessment, talk a little bit about that and how the valuation can change when you're in your business versus being on your business.
Okay. One of the things I do is help with valuing businesses. And one recent occurrence was a doctor's office. A doctor was looking for, north of 500,000, would have really wanted to get $1 million for it. But when we looked at the value of the business and what you could sell it for, it was south of 100,000. And you say, okay, how does that happen? When you're working in the business, what are you really selling? If you're not going to be with the business, what are you really selling? You're selling your assets, which might be your lease, might be some of your equipment, which, may be outdated. You may have some customers, but also with your customers, if the business changes hands, there's a good chance that they will leave. And, you may have a mailing list, So at the end of the day, if you're working in your business, the only thing that you're really selling is assets. And not only you're selling assets, but you're selling devalued assets, because nobody's going to pay you full price for them. So that in itself should be enough impetus to want to work on your business.
Yeah, and I'm just a camera hog, so I figured I'd get some airtime. It's the idea that the business model then becomes tantamount to your success in having a succession plan, handing it to an heir, or having an exit strategy, selling your business so you can move to Tahiti. You have to have a business model that means that you're not the product. You are not the product. The business processes are where the value's at. And when you build a business model where the business processes run autonomously, then you have built something that will help you exit with more money in your pocket when you sell that business.
Okay. Yes, definitely, for an exit strategy, but there's a lot more to why you would want to run your business like a pro and move from working in your business to on your business, or if you're working on your business, moving to the next step and working on the future of your business. Just a quick rule of thumb, in case you're not sure which category you're in. If you're working in your business, then it's difficult for you to miss 1 or 2 days without your business working the way it should. And if you're going to be away for a week, then would your business still run? Do you close it? Because many entrepreneurs are in that space. Working on your business is more where you can be comfortable that your business will run as well as it run without you there for a week or two. Without to be there. So you have a little bit more of a comfort level. You have information, so you know how your business is doing there. You can make decisions, calls, management, so that they can keep on track to what you're doing and your business step while you're gone. And then the last piece is moving to working on the future of your business, where you're actually spending your time focused on the next generation of your business, the next generation of products and services, new markets that you're going to go after.
All 5 of our and yet another way to let them know about exactly that. Hello, Art, and welcome. All right. Now,
okay. So sorry about that. We're just testing you.
Yes.
But the key is, if you're working on the future of your business, that's really where you get to a point where your business can grow significantly and really blossom in to the potential of what it is. And it, it's not something, it's something that anyone can do, but there's steps you have to do, and it's not something you can necessarily do by yourself. It's a continuous learning process, development, expansion. And that's what I do when I work with business, to help them be able to and continue to move forward. And
so one of the questions that I have, Andrew, is, going from working in your business, working on your business, to working on the future of your business, is there a life cycle that one should expect for different businesses and different industries?
I would say it's different for different businesses, but the biggest thing, it's different for different entrepreneurs. It's based on your first recognizing that it's important and being proactive at wanting to do it. It's based on education-wise, business. There's additional business. Understand your financials, at least the basics and the key information from your financials. You need to be able to understand what the key drivers of your business are, whether they be financial, whether they be marketing and sales, whether they be operational. You have key drivers in each area of your business, and being able to know what they are and understand how to gather the data and information on how it's performing, and using that to make decisions so that your business can perform even better.
Is there a place where is there a threshold? Is there a threshold for a business, say $500,000 or $800,000, that a business should achieve before they start thinking about this notion of working on their business and having an exit, business for sale? Or maybe the question should be asked this way: is there a financial peak that a business should aspire to before they have something that can be sold?
Okay. Definitely, all businesses are different, and, the key to whether your business can be sold is really the value of it. Anything can be sold, but it's just at the price. What price is it going to be sold at? So, but if you're trying to maximize your business value, there's a couple things that you need to do. The first thing, you want to go from working in your business to on your business, because you're going from your business being worth a discounted asset value to it being worth a multiple of your cash flow. So your business value is based on how much income you're making. So it's a multiple of that. Depending on the industry, there's a difference. But, the other thing is, it's a multiple of your cash flow that's reported to the IRS. So your business may be making a whole bunch of money, but if you're not reporting it to the IRS, then officially it's not. And your business is 9 times out of 10 going to be valued based on the income that you're reporting to the IRS. So that should give you some ideas about, what you should be doing, especially if you're getting closer to retirement or looking to sell your business. But the great thing is, once you move from working on your business to working on the future of your business, that's where your business really starts to grow. So not only do you get a price or a valuation based on the profits that you're currently and have made, you can also command a price based on the potential growth rate of your business. So you'll be starting at based on the profitability of your business where it is, but then, a buyer is also going to be willing to pay a premium because of the potential growth that your business is on track for, and also the history of growth that you may be showing. So, if you want to maximize it, you need to go through all 3 of those steps.
If there are 2 businesses and one has not done the work to understand the business information and be able to present that information in an articulate way, and one that has done the work and has detailed record keeping for the growth of the business and the trajectory of that business, they're basically valued at the same. Does the one that has done the work find it easier to sell because the record keeping is there, the visibility into the progress and growth is accurate? Does that make a difference?
Yes, I've worked on buying some businesses of my own, as well as helping other people buy or sell their businesses. And one of the key drivers is information. If you're trying to sell something, you need to prove the value of it. And also, when you don't have documentation, you don't have records, that slows the whole process down. So, if there's financing involved, if there's a bank involved, they're going to want everything on paper and make sure that everything adds up and lines up. If your business records or information is not up to date, as a result, that's going to impact the pricing. That's going to impact the timing of when your deal can get done. That's going to impact who's even going to potentially buy your business, because why are you going to take the risk of buying something that you really don't understand? And definitely, why would you pay up for something that the owner can't even explain or show what's really going on? So that's an easy way to get very low ball offers.
Well, yeah, that you don't want the low ball offer if you're trying to exit and trying to start a new business or trying to retire. Talk a little bit more about the business information. The external assessment of a current situation sounds like it's kind of an X-ray of a business. What's that entail?
Okay, well, whenever I'm working with a client, the first thing I do, and in my, 4-step process, which is the AARI process, where, the first step is assessment. The second step is analysis. From there, we go to recommendations and then implementation. So the first step is always assessment, figuring out where the business is. You can't really figure out how to get where you're going if you don't know where you are. So the first step is understanding where the business is across and relative to the industry and customers. So a couple of the things that I like to do is first look at the financials. What financials do you have? A lot of small and medium-sized businesses, their financials may or may not be together or organized. So, one of the first questions I ask is, how much did your business sell last month? I would say probably half of the people I work with, maybe more, probably even more, aren't sure. They either have to check their records. Some of them have to call their accountant. Some of them say, who knows? And as a business owner into your business, it would make sense for you to know how much your business made last month. Also last year, last quarter. So the first step is, that kind of information is important. Another piece is, do you understand what the cost structure of your business is? You've got variable costs and you've got fixed costs. What are the variable costs associated with being able to create your product for sale? The other thing is, what are your fixed costs? Because once you have those, then you can look at what is your business model? What do you need to break even? What do you need to achieve the profitability that you're trying to seek? How much do you need to do in sales? How much working capital do you need? How much inventory do you need? Is it even feasible to make the type of money that you're trying to make given what you're doing? So all these things are a good start to figuring out where you are. And as a result, there may need to be some changes to the business model to optimize it better and really work with information. Usually when you're working in your business, the information that you're using is assumptions. It's basically very qualitative, and it's not facts. You're generally using you're using assumptions. So when you're working on your business, to be able to do that, you need to have some facts. And business information is about getting facts about your business in a timely manner so that you can use it to make better decisions to be able to grow your business more successfully.
Wow, that's powerful stuff. And I think that, for me, that really sounds like the work you do is really more about knowledge transfer and training and helping people understand helping people know what they don't know about the process of of just business record keeping and why it's important to not just get money in and have money go out. You really have to keep records in a meaning to really get to what I think is something you said that's really important. To understand whether you can really get to $1 million or not get to $1 million with the business structure and the product that you're trying to bring to market. I mean, that for a lot of people, they have a lot of hope, they have a lot of fire in their belly, but they don't have a lot of knowledge of the process that's required to attain the targets that they're shooting for. And if the work that you do provides them with that knowledge that really is grounded in fact-based business thinking, then they can make better decisions as they attempt to go forward. That's not just fascinating. That sounds like it's mission critical and very important for every business owner to seek to get that information. If they didn't go to school to get an MBA, they didn't get the you had, they need someone like you that has done all that work to provide them with the guidance to have the right kind of information. And as you were talking, I was thinking about what I have heard referred to as SWOT, which is understanding the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats to your business is mission critical and key. And it sounds like when you talk about doing an external assessment of the current situation, you're doing kind of a SWOT. You're telling a business owner, here's where I see your strengths, here where I see some of your weaknesses in your record keeping and your process orientation in your operations. Here where some of the opportunities are to improve, and here are some of the threats that we've identified in the marketplace that you serve. Is that a fair way of articulating what you do when you do the assessment?
I do some of that,
okay.
But I would say that is a little bit of a later stage as well,
okay.
And a little bit more of a marketing focus. Whereas, just really getting the internal understanding of what you're doing, understanding how your business works, understanding your revenues, understanding your profitability, understanding your costs and expenses, understanding how that impacts your marketing and sales. How much can you afford to spend on marketing? How much do you need to invest in your business? When will you potentially run out of money or need to raise money? How much money do you need? How much inventory should you have? All those are important questions that need answers. But for most business owners, the answers are qualitative rather than quantitative. And when you have a qualitative answer, that's good, but then you don't have an optimal solution, and there's more of a risk and more of a chance that the actual situation will be different than what you expected it to be.
That's a great answer, and I think it goes to the idea that if you want to stay small, stay qualitative. If you want to go big, get real data that supports your not just your vision to go big, but your pathway to get big. And absent that kind of fact-based data, your trajectory is going to be kind of hopscotch, which is not what real businesses and business owners want when they're trying to get that hockey stick growth pattern going for them. So you've talked about the assessment. You've talked about the looking at record keeping and business models a little bit, and talk about so you've done the assessment. You're now presenting and you want to talk about business goals and business strategies. How does that work and is that ongoing? Do you present it once and hope that they remember what you said, or do you stay on board and you continue to guide and show them the way forward?
Okay. Well, before we do that, there's two other pieces to the assessment because it's not just financial.
Okay.
There's a marketing and sales component. You're investing in your marketing and your sales, and what is the performance of your marketing and sales? What are you getting for every dollar that you spend on marketing? What is the return? Why spend money on marketing if you're not going to get a return on it? And you need to know what return you're going to expect and desire, and then figure out, measure it. what is my actual return versus it, and am I doing the right things or am I doing the wrong things? Do I need to make some changes or not? That's important in sales. Understanding your sales funnel, understanding your sales cycle. Those are key information pieces. In your business, say that your business is a store. How many people come in your store? How many of them actually buy? How many of them don't buy? How much on average do they spend? What is the profile of the people that buy and buy the most? Understanding that type of business information allows you to focus your marketing, allows you to focus your sales. It allows you to optimize what you're doing, because if you don't know that information, you're sort of just going with what you get, and you can't be proactive about growing your revenues and your sales because you don't really know the best way to do it. And the same thing with your operations. Your operations, there's key areas in your operation in terms of looking at your costs, looking at your inventory, looking at your production. Should you produce in-house? Should you produce externally? Should I be a distributor? Should I be retail? How are we going to distribute? How are we going to do fulfillment? There's a lot of decisions you have to make, and all that, making the right decisions and the best decisions, is based on having information about what you're trying to do, and then also having current information about how it's going, so that if you need to make some adjustments, you can.
So when you think about making adjustments, and say the business is a service provider, and they provide a solution and not a widget, does the assessment take a different turn when you're basically selling a service? You're in your business because your time is the value that you're offering. How do you coach a business owner that is selling their services and maybe growing the business around bringing other people on to sell those services? How do you get them to step out of being in their business to make those services something they can work on?
Okay, no, that's great, because I do work with a lot of people in that situation. And, when people are selling services, a lot of times they're working in their business. And sometimes it can be hard to make that transition, because usually if you're selling a service, you're very good at doing what you do and you like to do it. And it's hard for you to trust that other people can do it almost as well as you. So, that's the first hurdle, is even getting to the mindset that you can bring someone in and that you should bring someone in. So that's one important piece. Also, a lot of businesses working the service, their business model, they're actually charging too little for their services. So they find that, if they're going to bring someone in, their sales, their price that they're charging isn't high enough to support bringing the person in that they would like to have. So that's one of the things you learn through the assessment. And then, that allows you to know that maybe you need to price differently. Maybe you need to deliver the service a little bit differently. But it's a lot better to figure that out before than to figure it out in real time when you've invested and have the person working for you and spent it. And a lot of businesses end up in that spot. One of the key things about businesses, they say there's really only two ways to get you learn in business. One way is by planning and setting things up and learning in advance, and the other way is by losing money. So which way do you want to learn about your business?
That's right. Your wallet is your best board of directors. It will tell you always what you need to do next, make more money or find a new business.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're coming up in about 30 minutes in. Where do you want to go from here? Do you want to take questions from people in the audience? Do you want to have somebody take a seat? Or do you want to kind of articulate where we go in episode 3 and 4 as we continue this series on how to be a business pro?
Okay. Well, what I'd like to do is maybe just wrap up a little bit and take questions from the audience. I definitely would like to address anything that anyone listening in would like to know a little bit more about. So please, you can start writing your questions now while I'm doing a quick summary, and I'd be glad to address them. So really at the end of the day, what I'm talking about is going from working in your business to working on your business to working on the future of your business. And the key to that is, developing your skills, but also developing your access to information and making sure you have the right information about your business. Why is that important? Number one, it's your business and you have a vision for it. And doing that will help you to be able to be more likely to successfully achieve your vision and even exceed your vision. The second piece is it will make your business experience a whole lot more enjoyable. You won't feel as tied to your business. You will have more time to be involved and enjoy your business. And when it comes time for you to retire and do other things, your business will be valuable and will be able to continue beyond just you being in the business. So those are very important pieces. And you can only do that by having facts, having information about your business and the right information and having it at the right time. So the key is to develop, figure out what is the key information you need, how do you get it? Do you have access to it? Do you have to set up a system to get the information, to track the information, and then putting it into a summary or a dashboard so you see the most important information about your business on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, depending on how important it is to the success of your business and how often that you get access to that information. And based on knowing that, then you can make way better decisions for business. You can understand what's going on with your business, not just what's going on with your service. And you can be more effective as a manager rather than just a doer. Because, if you're not driving your business, then nobody is.
So true. So true. Well, listen, if we have any questions or anybody wants to take a seat to join us here on air that wants to ask a question about how do I get out of working in my business to working on my business, or if I think I'm working on my business, how do I begin to plan for the future of my business? Please, just the seat's unlocked and jump in and let's have a conversation about that. But Andrew, this conversation, this series has really been fascinating for me because, today's session really makes me think about the idea that, we have working in your business to working on your business to then moving to working on the future of your business. And, when we think about that, or when I think about that now, I think of what Stephen Covey said. He's the guy that in the last century had the saying. He said, begin with the end in mind. And I think Dr. Wayne Dwyer, D-Y-E-R, said something similar. And when we begin with the end in mind, if we're a business person and we begin with the end in mind, we're not just in a business so we can make $10,000 this month and $10,000 next month and just do that because we want the money to come in. We're beginning the business because we know that in 5 years or 3 years or 10 or 12 years, we want to exit the business and we want to sell it. If we're beginning in a way where we're building the business and we're doing the due diligence to assure that the business is something that we are working on so we can sell it, so we can go on to the next thing or go on to Tahiti, then we're beginning with the end in mind and we're doing all the things that are right for ourselves and our business in that process. And I'm grateful for Andrew having this knowledge, because when he shares it with me, he makes me smarter in the process, and smarter is better. So Andrew, thank you for sharing of your vast wealth of knowledge on this subject. And I know in advance that we'll be here again next Friday and the Friday after that, continuing as we move from talking about business information to talking about business process integration of capacity and sourcing and production and distribution and delivery and the all-important customer service. And then to something that's near and dear to my heart, which is the market penetration and talking about marketing research and strategy, looking at industry description and the competitive analysis and understanding your consumer profile or making your ideal prospect profiles. And then having the right marketing mix, which is your price, product, and placement. There's a lot more we're going to talk about that I think is going to be exciting. If anything that you want to say in summary about what's coming or what we talked about today, let's wrap this up so we can get on to next Friday and continue sharing this great information.
Excellent. Art, it's been a pleasure. I always love to chat with entrepreneurs and business owners and really share strategies and help them to be able to run their business like a pro. Run your business like the larger corporations and be able to run, have the information that they have to make decisions while at the same time be smaller and nimbler so you can take advantage of opportunities quicker. And in this current environment, the global business environment with technology, your competitors are not just local and not just small bit different, the same size as you. You're competing against the whole world. And if you're competing against the whole world, you need to be the best competitor that you can be. And the best competitors out there are the pros. So what I do is help you to become a pro.
And we should all be pros. No amateurs here. In order to be pros, we have to do the work. And when it comes to sales training, that's where I help you become more of a pro, not a salesperson, but a sales leader, which can make all of the difference. And Andrew helps you lead your business into the future so you can exit in the most profitable position possible. So thank you, Andrew, again for your knowledge and sharing it so freely. Thanks everybody who's listening live and those listening on replay. And again, next Friday, noon Eastern time, Andrew and I will be here talking to you about running your business like a pro. So until next time, peace and bye for now.